Hey guys, welcome back to Hues of What. I'm your host Tiffany Marie, and I am so glad to be saying that I am recording. It's taken me a while to really get used to podcasting and to really be like, hey, I need to do this, I need to do that. For starters, I research my topics through TikTok and also Google, and I use different search engines to really see like what's trending, what's going on, and what's more important to talk about. So, and I know on Wednesdays I do Womanhood Wednesday, but and then on every other day I do like something else. But on Thursdays, typically I've been talking about South Park's newest episodes. For example, they are coming out with a really scandalous episode this week, different than last week. So I'm a little excited for that. If you didn't know, if you haven't listened to my podcast, I have been watching South Park since I was really young. I want to say second, third grade. I've been watching it. So yeah. So anyways, happy Tuesday. I am so happy. I have taken Mondays off. I have fully dedicated myself to Mondays, like just TikTok, things around the house, and spending time with my dog, not enthralling myself into technology or anything. And since I'm recording, you see my microphone, it's turning colors. This is what is this? The Razor Serene, I think is what it's called. I got it at Target and it changes colors like this. I'm doing it now on video. It goes up and then down for the volume. So as you can see, I'm really excited. All right, so let's just jump in. Number one, I want to talk about beauty. Why? Well, I'm not a beauty girl, but what's important is that in the beauty world, we are seeing more and more creators, more and more content creators, just anyone who speaks out in a way that doesn't make other people comfortable, they will cut you. What am I talking about? Huda Beauty was dropped from Sephora. Now I know Huda included her onto her TikTok, not included, but she posted a video explaining the situation and she really went in depth and talked about it. She never once stated this side is doing this specifically, like this is who they are. She has been bringing awareness to what is going on in her country. Now I get it, she's from Tennessee. She is not from Oklahoma like the reporters had been reporting. She's actually from Tennessee. And what's a little upsetting about all of this is that we are not we, but the media is taking her words, twisting it, and then making wrong claims here and there, and then tying it into her. No, if you're gonna make a story, you have to be extremely precise and you have to be clear and you have to be right. You can't just publish something and then say this is what she said and then accuse her and then drop her. That's like dropping Rihanna from what, Def Jam? That's crazy. So I want to talk about that. I want to talk about that because Huda has been talking about Palestine since everything has happened. And as a matter of fact, I didn't even know she was so, you know, not even political, but just so human. Like she she's not just a brand. She is a person with feelings, a person with thoughts. She includes her culture. Like recently she did a collaboration with Saint Levant. I love Saint Levant. I have been listening to Saint Levant since the beginning of the genocide, around October, November of 2023. Actually, since before. So he had a song called Very Few Friends, and I didn't know he was Palestinian until December, November of 2023, after the whole not the whole, but after the genocide began. And so I started introducing him to my friends, and I love him. I love his music. I love the vibes. I love just like the differences. Like he has one song, it's called Balak, with this female singer, and it is amazing. I have showed it to my Polish friends and they love it. My best friend Claudia, Polish, she was like, who is this? What are they singing? I'm like, I don't know, but the beat is amazing. It sounds like you get the feeling like you're on a camel through the Saharan desert with the pyramids of Giza behind you. That's how you feel. You feel so like Arabian Nights. It's so, I love the theme. I love just the musical instruments. I love the passion that he puts into it. And that's the same passion that Huda has in her beauty, in her beauty products, in her makeup. Huda, I think, was picked up, I think, for eyeshadow or for eyelashes. I forgot for what. But either way, it was, I believe, Kim Kardashian who put her on the map and who, you know, brought her name out. And so because of that, she has the platform that she has. And, you know, that's not to say she hasn't. She has worked incredibly, incredibly hard to get to where she is today. And so to have that removed from Sephora, I know it hurt her. I know it hurt her. That was possibly perhaps the biggest accomplishment of her life, to get her product into a major store as Sephora, and only to have it pulled out. So this move followed a substantial backlash over a now deleted TikTok video in which Huda, the brand's founder, shared conspiracy-laden content blaming Israel for World Wars I, II, 9/11, and October 7th Hamas attacks, statements widely denounced as anti-Semitic and historically inaccurate. That is not true. TikTok did not pull her video. She deleted the video. She was tired of people stringing her words out. She's tired of people picking apart her words and then creating a story out of that. So despite the campaign removal, Huda Beauty products remain available at Sephora for sale. There's no announcement, permanent separation, or complete delisting at this point. However, I have been reading the comments, and I had seen that Huda is, I believe, open to opening up her own store. And she should do that. She is a major, major, major corporation, in my opinion. She is not a small influencer. She's huge. She's huge. Look at her, what was it? Her commercial, her ad for baking. I thought that was beautiful. She was in an apron, she was in the kitchen, and she was baking. And I thought that was really cute. Now, how has this impacted sales? After pulling this from Beauty Independent, it is written, they have it written, Huda Beauty sales have reportedly dropped following the controversy. During the week of August 3rd, 8 of the brand's top sellers at Sephora saw declines, some as high as 45% for certain lip oils. Additionally, sponsored activity, ads, promoted placements significantly dropped, suggesting a sudden decrease in Sephora's promotion of the brand. Her lip oil that she released, or that is set to be released. Actually, I want to get the story right. Huda lip oil, and it's the Calamantina. Yes, when will that be released? If it's not already released, I am checking. And it is already released. Okay, so you can also get it at Sephora, and it says pick up today. It's a faux filler, and it's orange. It has a good scent. I want it. I have not gone out to go buy it, but I have read good things about it, and I came across a commercial a couple days ago, and I was like, this is genius. It's genius to get Saint Laurent involved in that. Now all she needs is Eliana, the Chilean and Palestinian singer. She has a beautiful God-given voice. Now, if Huda and Eliana get together and Bella Hadid, it would break the internet. It would break, because she just did a few videos, Huda Beauty with Huda from Love Island, and it got hundreds of thousands of views, and it was a great collaboration. So here is the status of Huda Beauty as of yet. They removed it from Sephora's Fall Experts campaign. It's still available for purchase at Sephora stores and online. There's backlash due to anti-Semitic content, still under internal review, and notable drop in sales and sponsored placements at Sephora. So here's what you can do. If you support what is going on, if you support Huda Beauty, I would highly suggest buying her products, supporting her. Go to her website, leave her comments, leave her likes, thank her for speaking up against a whole country of people that are essentially being wiped off the map. There's no other way to say it. And to back that up, yesterday, I reported on it as well on my TikTok. There was a tragedy. I forgot the name that is being used. I think it's called Tap Tap or Tip Tap. I forgot the name of it, but it is what is used in war as of recently. So let's say an area is being recorded live television and a bomb has just dropped. The enemy that had dropped the bomb on the people, they will wait for police officers, medics, anyone, the more important people that are there, the more essential workers that are there, that they will take the opportunity to drop yet another bomb. And that is exactly what happened at the Nasir Complex Hospital in Khan Yunis. 4 journalists lost their lives, and then there was one important journalist recorder as well. He lost his life. One of the journalists, Mariam, she left her son a beautiful letter, and I read it on TikTok. And I think that that's just it's so heartbreaking that she had something like this prepared, because she knew that she would lose her life. And the fact that Netanyahu said, oh, it was a mistake, And then Trump said, we know what Trump said. Oh, this and that. But at the end of the day, we got to get it done. The war has to end. The war has to end. So the war will end at the cost of innocent lives. That's what I hear. I'm college educated. I was taught by Jewish and Israeli professors, black professors, white professors, all types of professors. Because I majored in English literature and I minored in religious studies, I was taught by professors who come from Jewish and Israeli backgrounds. I listened to them when they said, this is why we left Jordan, this is why we left Jerusalem, this is why we left Haifa and Tel Aviv. And they would tell us in class. Speakers would come. Students from studying abroad would share their experiences, would share what goes on in the West Bank. I have a family member who is married to someone who has family in the West Bank. And a few years ago when they went, tragedy struck. And what my aunt said, she said, I could not believe the things that I had been witnessing. Mind you, she had been there previously on a tour of Jerusalem, a tour of Poland. She went for about 3 weeks to a month. She traveled, my mom's oldest sister. She wanted to get to know the Holy Land and get to know everything. And it was there that she was educated on what's going on in Palestine. Mind you, these are Dominican women who are born and raised and taught in Dominican Republic. So whatever is taught in their schools, which I'm not aware of, I'm not sure of, that she was taught a long time ago, she had no idea what was going on. And she was able to see firsthand the borders. She was able to see the officers. She was able to see people be amenazado, like threatened at gunpoint. And she just said she just left out of there burdened because she said this place needs heavy prayer. And she's like, I don't understand how this happened. She said, I wasn't nobody, when they go there for the first time, nobody knows that there are guards, that there's borders, that there's checkpoints. I found that out, I think it was high school, middle, I forgot what grade I was in. And then I really dove into it because, you know, like you learn something and then you forget. And that's what it was for me. And then I was retaught that at 21 years old in college, at LaGuardia Community College, when I had a Palestinian in my classroom, Ahmed. Hi, Ahmed, if you're watching this. Who was stating what goes on at the West Bank and all this stuff. And everybody in class got quiet. And then I said, that's your land. And he said, yeah. He said, why do we have natives in tents? He said, that doesn't make any sense. And it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't. What is the excuse to have all of these people bunched in together, having bombs dropped on them and all these things? It's not right. That's not how God intended us to live. And in the Bible, it says that God gave us the world. He gave us the earth to inherit, to live on, to have children. And if you step in the way of that, you will be punished. Some things will happen. So maybe their punishment is people turning their backs on them. People saying, hey, you guys are saying one thing, but then you guys are doing another thing. Because you know who proved that point yesterday? The Israeli media. When Netanyahu released a statement, the Israeli media immediately backtracked and released the proof. And it's still there on Suppressed News, on Suppressed News's X account, if you go and check. So all of this is to say, we must educate ourselves. My great-grandfather was Jewish. He was a Spaniard Jew. His families fled, I think it was Spain, from what he had told my grandparents and my great aunts and uncles. So he spoke Hebrew, and from what my father said, he would read. And what is this to say? This is to say that I respect cultures. This is to say that I'm completely understanding. This is to say that I have educated myself, and that I'm not going to come on here and point the finger and say, oh, they're doing this because they're Jewish, or doing this because they hate Palestinians. No, we don't know why this is happening, besides the fact that there is a war going on, and for a fact, there's an ongoing genocide. Now, what needs to be paid attention to as well is, where are the aid trucks, and why are people being fired at when they approach the aid trucks? Hamas can't always be there. So I'm trying to understand, and I'm trying to sympathize, and I'm trying to also educate myself on what exactly is going on, because at the end of the day, when you have situations like this and like this popping up, you have to say, why? What did they do? Or like this little girl right here. What did she do? Why was she blown up? We need to start asking questions. Trump keeps saying it's a tragedy, it's a tragedy, it's a tragedy, but the war needs to end. So are you vouching for the death of innocent people, or are you being compassionate and saying, well, maybe we should stop all this and, you know, get all the innocent people out of there? But then where do they go? Everything's been destroyed. They're price gouging bags of flour, 3 tomatoes, $10. We need to do something. Something needs to happen collectively as a people. Congress, people need to wake up and start fighting for your rights again, because this is inhumane. Our tax dollars are being funded for a genocide. And I understand that our tax dollars are funded for other things as well. Ukraine, Russia, Iran, Iraq, India, all these things. Tariffs is what I'm saying. Tariffs, like all these tariffs are like, and the blockades. Our money is being funded for crazy things. When do we get to say, I don't want my money being used for that? That's our money, guys, that we sweat from, that we work from, serving tables, cashing people out. If you're a teacher, a doctor, are we okay with this? What? And I'm not saying fight back. All I'm saying is, when can we speak up and say, hey, I don't think we should be doing this anymore? What is the end goal here? When do these people get to live their lives and stop suffering? That's all I'm asking. And I'm asking all the right questions, because these questions don't seem to be answered. Except with, oh, Hamas, Hamas, Hamas. In the videos I've seen, I have not seen Hamas. I have seen innocent children blown up and shot at. That's what I have seen. That's what I've seen. So, I'm going to leave this just like this. I fully support Huda Beauty because she brings a platform to a culture of people who are being obliterated from our world as we know it. I fully support Huda Beauty. I love her her cream eyeshadow, which I definitely have. I can't wait to try her Calamantina lip oil. And I support anyone that speaks up for any injustice done. That's all I want to say. All right, guys. Thank you so much for listening to Hues of What. I'm your host, Tiffany Marie. Have a great and wonderful day. Bye.